Now for the evening look, it's time to have a little bit of fun. So 2 things to remember here. 1, if you have oily skin, you want to blot off any excess oils before you do the next step. However, for skin type 2, if you have dry skin like me, then you want to just skip that and go straight in with a fixing spray. This will give your skin that really nice glow back into it, and it'll also give our makeup something to hold on to. So taking that L'Oreal True Match Mineral Powder again, or any pressed powder that's slightly tinted, buff this over the skin. This will give you that fresh, I've just applied my foundation look. Now I'm going to contour with that bronzing shade. We used the cream shade already, now we're using the bronzer. Use a small concealer brush and blend this into the hollow of the cheeks. And I apply it quite heavily to start with, and then I blend it out using a larger brush. And you can also use this around the hairline to create that contour kind of bronzy effect. I'm going to bake now using a little bit more of that powder, working this under the hollow of the cheeks to sharpen up our contour and also underneath our eyes to catch any fallout for our eye makeup. I am a bit of a perfectionist, so I took a flat brush and I just went around the edges of my baking powder just to make sure I'm not baking in areas that I don't want to. Before we do the eyes, I'm just going to apply a plumper brow gel just to fix my brows up a little bit because during the day they can kind of lose their shape. And if by magic, I already have one eye done. I'm going to start off with Lily, which is the lightest shade from this palette, and apply this underneath the brows. Do it quite heavily, you're almost like baking the brows. And you're going to use 2 different brushes, one for applying and then one for blending. Using the medium brown shade from this palette, we're going to apply this into the crease and then use the blending brush just to blend and buff it out. Then taking the shade beside it, which is a little bit lighter, you're going to work this a bit higher into the crease. Keeping your hand at eye level will just give you a better blend. And then taking the medium brown from the top row, we're going to blend this into the crease again. Starting on the outer corner and then buff and blend it back and forth. Taking the first shadow that we applied to sweep this all over the lid as a nice base to work with. But don't worry about getting it right down to the lashes. I'm also going to apply a little bit of that dark brown just on that outer corner and then sweep it into the crease. But the best part of this entire look is this gold cream eyeshadow. This is so gorgeous. Use a flat brush and start right by the lashes on the center of the lid and then work your way towards the inner corner, covering about 1/3 up and across of the eyelid. Then I'm going to take that highlighter shade right in the center and apply this over the top of the cream before it has time to set. And I recommend doing one eye at a time, so apply the cream, set it, and then do the other eye. Take your blending brush and just blend around the edges to keep it nice and soft. And then I'm going to apply the lighter highlighter shade on that inner corner. And you can also apply this underneath the brows as well. Line your lash line in any way that you want. I just went for a very simple black line. You can wing it out, you can make it as thick or as thin as you want. Apply lots of mascara. And I also applied an extra layer of lashes. I'm not sure whose lashes these are, but they're gorgeous. Dust off the majority of that powder and this should get rid of any fallout. Now we can work underneath the eyes, but it's totally optional if you want to skip this next few steps because it adds a totally different finish. If you want that drama, you're going to apply a black liner to the waterline. Then take the black shade and using a small detail brush, apply this right underneath the lashes as close as possible. And using a mixture of all the brown shades that we use, you're going to blend this underneath the eyes. Blend it as far down as you possibly want to, but just make sure the depth of the color is right by the lashes and then buffed out. If you feel like your highlighter in the inner corners disappeared, just apply a little extra. Now we can move back onto the face. We're going to dust off that setting powder. Taking that spray again, we're going to spritz the skin, and while it's still wet, we're going to apply the highlighter. This is the same shade that we used on the lid, and it's a great way to bring your entire look together. And you can just apply this anywhere you want. I love this highlighter. Add a little bit more of that blush, you probably don't need too much. On the lips, I use that brow pencil just to line them. And then my favorite Flormar lipstick. Love this shade. And I went for a gloss because I don't usually wear gloss, but I thought I'd give it a try. And that is the finished look. I really hope that you guys will create one of them or both of them, and definitely tag me in the pictures if you do.